and we'll get started. All right, so my name is David Kushner. I'm with Right Line Trading. I'm the money flow tracker software guy that uses mathematical modeling and artificial intelligence. Okay, this is the team at Right Line. That's me right here in the top left-hand corner. Mark Miller's the owner. Rory takes care of all the internal stuff. Sergio is our programmer. Charles does all our tech stuff. Craig and David run other rooms, and Brock is our technical guy. So before we get started, we have to do the disclaimer. And the disclaimer basically says we're not giving any buy, sell, hold recommendations. Anything we talk about here is for educational purposes only. Blah, 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 blah. Basic disclaimer. No representation is being made that any account is likely to achieve profit or loss similar to those discussed in this webinar, and past performance in trading sticks or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so who am I? My name is David Kushner. I've been trading the markets for over 25 plus years. I trade stocks, options, futures, and I used to trade more Forex. I don't trade Forex much anymore. My background is that I had an automotive parts business. I started when I was 18 years old. I had that business for 28 years, and I sold it in 2005, and since then I've been a full-time trader. So like most of you, you probably have a whole shelf hard drive full of indicators, trading systems that came with a lot of empty promises of helping you become more profitable and more consistent trader. I know that I have probably 3 or 4 hard drives full of things that basically are useless. So I was in a webinar just like you are with me that Mark Sachs did, and I saw the money flow tracker software. And I quickly realized that this methodology isn't based around the same old indicators that everybody else teaches, but more based on mathematical modeling and triple and quadruple screen analysis. And I'll explain what that means in a little bit. So now I only trade with institutional money flow. So when I talk about order flow, money flow, I'm only talking about institutional money flow, right? And it's made me much more profitable, much more consistent, and now I'm running over a 70% win-loss rate. So this is what we're going to be speaking about. I'm going to talk about the money flow tracker software, the high probability setups, the unbreakable rules, how I trade breakouts and sidestep losing trades, the money flow tracker auto trader, which is called the revolutions, and how to pass the evaluations to become a funded trader. So if everybody can hear me and see my screen, we're going to get started. All right. So those who stay to the end of this 45-minute presentation will get a very special discount. We have a great offer and some additional software as quick action bonuses. So do you ever wonder why some traders succeed while other traders don't? Right? Well, in the world of trading, the difference between success and failure can be as stark as day and night. So let's delve into the reasons why some traders thrive while others stumble. First thing, lack of a trading plan. Successful traders meticulously plan their moves. They know what they'll trade, when they'll trade, and how they'll trade. So without a solid trading plan, you're like a ship without a compass with no direction. So, everything we do, we have a plan. Whether it comes to trading, whether it comes to your life, so let's say you're at home and you said, you know what, I got to go to the grocery store and get something. Well, you know what you're going to do. You're going to get in your car, you're going to turn on this street, turn on that street, go into the grocery store, get what you need, and the same way coming home. Well, trading is really no different. You have to trade. You have to have a plan, and you have to trade your plan. Okay. The second thing is no edge. So an edge is a unique advantage in the market. It could be a strategy. It could be technical analysis. It could be no understanding of a particular asset. And traders who lack an edge often struggle. So our edge with the money flow tracker software is we trade when there are trends, but most of all, we trade when institutions are trading. Next thing, psychological challenges. Trading is as much about psychology as about numbers. Fear, greed, and patience can sabotage even the best strategies. So developing mental resilience and emotional discipline is crucial. So we call this mental mindset and mental capital. So we want to always, always be disciplined and not try to get all caught up in the fear and the greed and the FOMO and all that stuff. Next thing is over trading. We've all done it. I've done it. You know, it's not a good thing to do. It leads to exhaustion and, you know, and bad decision making. You know, and we have another saying in the room. We have a few sayings, not a lot, is that we're here to make money, not to make trades. Right? We want to take the best setups, make our money, and be done for the day. And this last thing is not adapting. Markets evolve. Traders who refuse to adapt to changing conditions fall behind. So stay informed, stay flexible. Remember, trading success isn't guaranteed, but understanding these pitfalls can improve your odds. So you need 4 things to create trading success. The first thing you need is software to provide you with the competitive edge over all the traders. The next thing is that edge needs to track the direction of money flow, institutional money flow. Third thing, etched in stone rules to follow, and this will eliminate discretion. And the fourth thing, which I believe is the most important thing, is patience to let the trade set up. So I'm going to break down the system in detail. Before we get into that, I'll show you just a few trades we've taken. So this was an options trade on AMC for 139%. This is another options trade on GME for 188%. Here's a trade on 30-year bonds for 41 ticks at 31.25 a tick is $1,281. Here's one on the euro currency. So, you know, I don't want to sit here and show you a whole bunch of trades that we've taken. That's not going to help you, you know. So I'm here to help you make money in trading, and it's likely that you have a problem making money. From the poll that I took, most of you, 85% of you have a problem making money. And why? You don't have the proper tools to officially manage your trades. You overtrade, you revenge trade, and you make impulsive decisions. This is a big pitfall people do. You lack consistency. You trade with indicators that lag price. You lack a mathematical proven trade methodology. All these things lead to blowing up trading accounts. So my commitment to you is to bring this to an end, to get you on the path of making money. So why did they say that 95 to 98% of traders, you know, go broke or stop trading or give up? Because they're trying to trade with the same old things that everybody else has been teaching that really, they just don't work. You know, price action, MACD, Elliott wave, price patterns, Fibonacci. Again, this is a 50-50 deal when you trade this, and it's all in what you see on the chart. To be able to, you do trade Fibonacci's, how do you know which really are the areas to pull the Fibonacci's from? You know, none of these have any future predictive properties. Now, I am not saying that the money flow tracker can predict the future, because that would be false, and I won't do that. You know, Mark Sachs had over 15 plus years in the study of the field of applied mathematics. He was a professor at Jefferson University, and it took him 8 years to engineer the money flow tracker software and trade methodology that can improve your trade performance. And we have over 500 traders between the 3 trade rooms that we trade every day. Before we get started, I want to share with you my personal trade journal. Okay, I use an online trade journal. Let me go ahead and log in here. And every day at the end of the day, I click this button here. Well, I go to NinjaTrader, I do my trade performance. Then I download it into an Excel worksheet. And you can see, here's my worksheet for today. Here's the one, I have a folder with them in here. I just put them all in. But every day I download it into here. And then I upload it into this program. And what it does is it imports all my trades. So if I go to my trade journal button, you can see the entry time and date entry exit time and date, the instrument, even the trade. This is the trade Ninja Trader's trade ID. Okay, this is IDs the trades. So these are all the trade IDs from Ninja Trader. So I'm going to go back here to this home page, right? Well, October. You can see October, a lot of days say no trade days, no trade days, no trade days, right? Why did I say no trade days? Because those are days the markets were choppy, range bound, and we did not have any trade setups. So if you look at this, you can see we 1 day, 2, 3, 4. These days here, 9th, 10th, and 11th, these were hurricane days because I live in Central Florida. So this was Hurricane Helene days, and the 17th, 18th were Hurricane Milton days. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 days, 8 out of 20 trading days, we didn't trade in October. Look what we did in October. $9,091, right? Look what we did. We had a great June with one of our best months. We had a good July. We had a good August. We had a slow September. But here's my equity curve for the whole year. So yeah, we have ups and downs, bumps and this and that, but it's a pretty solid equity curve, right? And you know, there are days here that let me go ahead and pull up a report here. So I'm going to do performance by day. Now this only goes back 180 days, 6 months. So here are all our trading days and winning days, and here are our losing days. And you can see here, most of our losing days are less than $500. This day was a little bit more. This day was a little bit more, but most days are, we kind of keep it 500. So I wanted to share my trade journal with you so you can see what I do as far as trading. We're running a 73.29% win rate, but our profit factor is 3.25. So that's 3 and a quarter to 1 risk reward. All right, so let's kind of move on here. So the markets consist of many small retail traders, which are the marbles, plus one or more large institutional trader, which is the big purple ball. So if we already know that most retail traders, the majority of them, lose money, why would you want to trade along with them? We want to trade with institutional traders. So let's get into what the Money Flow Tracker software is doing. So the Money Flow Tracker has 3 key metrics that determine money flow. The first one is triple screen assessment of correlative markets. The second one is triple screen assessment of order flow. And the third one is triple screen assessment of the gear. So what do I mean by triple screen assessment? Okay, so those who know me know that I like to keep things super, super simple. 3 time frames in agreement. Okay, that's triple screen assessment. So all our time frames are multiples of 3. So if you're trading a 2-minute chart, your mid time frame would be a 6, your high time frame would be an 18. We trade with Unirenko, so we use range bars for our other time frames. So triple screen assessment of order flow is the first powerful force that moves price. Right? When I say order flow, most people think of these type of candles. I know that when somebody mentions order flow candles, this is exactly what pops up into my head. Candles with numbers on the left, on the right, outside on the right, on the bottom, on the top, inside out, upside down, and sideways. All right. It is virtually impossible for you to make sense of this and trade and make trading decisions on the fly trading this. Okay. So what we did is we came up with different order flow candles. But what I mean about triple screen assessment of order flow means we need order flow to be going in the same direction on 3 time frames. So our order flow candles look like this. If the outline of the candle is green, means the delta of the candle is positive. If the outline of the candle is red, means the delta of the candle is negative. To keep it simple, and when I'm trading, this is how I think of them. If I have green candles, I have more buyers than sellers. And if I have red candles, I have more sellers than buyers. So keep it super simple. This is how and I wanted to throw a chart up of our charts so you can see how clean and easy to understand our charts are. All our indicators are displayed with these lines, colored lines. So they're very clean. All right. So the next thing, the second most powerful force that moves price is triple screen assessment of the Laguerre and also using our hybrid candles. So triple screen assessment of the modified Laguerre is exactly like it was on order flow, 3 time frames in agreement. And the hybrid candles are when you see candles, so we're the only one company that shows price action inside a Renko bar with these wicks. And we use these wicks to our advantage. So when you have a wick that opens and opens from the high of the previous candle and doesn't break the high or low, whichever way you're going, and closes up like this one did from this candle, this one did from this one did from that one, and then boom, we get a pullback candle. Well, we use these pullback candles to our advantage, and I'll explain a little bit later how we use them. So the modified Laguerre is we took all these indicators, we added an algorithm, and we developed what we call the modified Laguerre. So the modified Laguerre is an oscillator, but it doesn't show divergence, it shows strength of trend. So the bottom line is representing what the modified Laguerre on the bottom of the chart is doing. So when it crosses below 20, it turns red. When it crosses above 20 and is sloping up, it will be lime green. When it crosses above 80, it will be dark green. And when it crosses below 80 and sloping down, it will be orange. We only traded on red and green, dark green and red, period. But we ultimately want it to be pinned at 100 or pinned at 0. So we get, excuse me, our acceleration dots. So I'm putting the pieces together and then I'll explain everything about it. 1 second, please. So now let's talk about the quant lines that use our AI program. And that's the third most powerful force that moves price. So what our quant lines are doing, they're examining 28 market components by the AI system for correlation. Now, most people know what correlation is. Most people don't pay attention to correlation, but we do. We pay attention to correlation because it's important. So let's say you have ES going up, NQ going up, YM going up, RTY going up. You think that if all the markets going the same direction is going to help your trade? Absolutely. Let's say NQ is going up, YM, RTY, and ES are going down hard. What do you think is going to happen with NQ? It's going to end up following them, right? So we pay attention to these things. It's like the old saying, a rising tide floats all boats. Well, it's kind of the same way in the markets. Now, if you guys have any questions, just put them in the questions box. I know that a lot of you have been putting them there and Rory's been answering a lot of them, but go ahead and put them there and I will get to every question. All right. Now, we decided at Rightline that, you know what, 3 time frames in agreement is not enough for high probability setups. So we came up with what we call the C2 indicator. And the C2 indicator just adds another time frame. So if you're trading a 2-minute, you would multiply 18 by 3, and that would be your 4th time frame. So on the chart, the C2 indicator is displayed by this stair-stepping line on top of the candles, green going up and red going down. So let's put it all together. It's super easy. It's really easier than you think. I've had people come into the room that were not very good traders that were thinking of quitting, And just in a matter of a week or two, they were doing fantastic. So the money flow tracker, the rules and the setups. So the first rule is we want 3 timeframes in agreement. So we need the colored background, either green or dark pink. The next rule is we definitely want to trade only with the 4th time frame, so the C2 indicator. The next rule would be we have a solid line and a dot dash line. We want the solid line above the dot dash line going up and below going down. The next thing is we have certain obstructions, pivots, higher time frame support resistance, the VWAP, whatever it is. In order to take the trade when it breaks, you must break that pivot by 3/4 of the body of the candle, and then you have to wait for a pullback candle. Okay. Both quants, the short term and the long term, need to be in agreement. The multiple time frame Laguerre needs to be in agreement with the quants. And the modified Laguerre needs to be in agreement with the quants and the multiple time frame Laguerre, and needs to be pinned at 100 or 0 so we get our acceleration dots. So there's the setup. This would be the trade right here. This would be the entry right here, and we exit when the dot dash line changes color. So this would be 63 ticks, so $630 per contract, right? So trading with the money flow tracker rules will keep you out of non-trending, choppy markets, which usually leads to losses. And that's where most people lose money. So it's okay not to trade every day. So we have days in the room where the markets are just chopping around, just range bound. First of all, we're not going to get qualified setups in those type of markets. Unless it's a huge, big range, we'll always get the setup at the top of the range, right? So for those that can't keep their finger off the button, it's a great system, because if you don't have a qualified setup, you can't take a trade. And the software, it will keep you out of the markets when you have choppy markets, right? And that's where, you know, we have people that come into subscribe to the money flow tracker, and, you know, they say to me, you know, I do great one day, and the next 2 days I do terrible, and I give it all back. And then I have a great day, and then I give it all back. And then, and it's like, and I said, well, you got to understand something with trading. It's okay not to take a trade every day. And that's why we have very few losing days, is because when the markets are not trending or just chopping around, have low volume, no institutional trading, that's when people lose money. All right. So this was a trade that I took. This was on CL. So you could see it came down, broke the pivot, got the pullback handle, placed the order, hit my first profit target of 10 ticks, and then exited on line change. You can see where my exit was at $80.04. So this was 55 ticks for the second. For the runner, that's 550, and 10 ticks on the first, that's $650 on this one trade, and it took less than a minute. So the money flow tracker software gives you clear and exact entries, clear and exact exits, and you get all your pre-configured ATMs. So for attending this webinar this afternoon, I'm going to teach you how I trade breakouts with the money flow tracker, and I call it the pullback and go. So let me grab my pen, and let me make it a color that I could see really good. All right, so here we can see we have a pivot and we have a shaded area. The shaded area is higher time frame support. So the market's coming down, it comes into this support, it breaks it. Then we get a pullback candle. So when the candle pulls back to about halfway or more, that's when we place our order to sell on the down close, right? So why do we do this? Well, because let's say the market's coming down and then all of a sudden it pulls back and it decides I'm going to go up this way. Forget it. I'm not. In other words, it was basically a head fake or stop run or whatever it is, whatever you want to call it, right? It did not follow through. This example, the market followed through. But why do we wait for the pullback candle? Well, because a lot of times when markets break support, they pull back, retest them, and then go. And this is why we trade this way with calling the pullback and go. And this is how we sidestep a lot of losing trades. So I have examples here. Here's one on RTY. Broke the pivot, and inside the pivot, placed our order, first profit target, second profit target. Here's another one on crude oil. Here's two of them on the Canadian dollar. Right? So now we're going to talk about the money flow tracker, Revolution's Auto Trader, my favorite subject. So here's a trade that it took for 704 ticks. And we trade this on a very large bar size, a 24 Unirenko bar size. And we trade MNQ only on this, micros, because it requires a fairly large stop, but it's got a very high percentage win rate. So here's another one for 665 ticks. Here's another one for 1,016 ticks. Here's another one for 792 ticks. So I'm asked all the time, what does the auto trader do? Well, I'm going to answer that question right now. I'm going to pull up the strategy and show you the settings in the strategy. And I'm going to load up my template. Let's just do this one. Right? Why didn't this template load? Load this template. Oh, there we go. Something's not right here. Oh, yeah, it is. All right. So what are the rules for the money flow tracker? First rule, we need a colored background and we want the C2. That's the first rule. So we check it. The second rule, the LIQUIDITY, we want it either red or green. The modified multiple time frame LIQUIDITY, red or green. All this other stuff, the 15 criteria, the 50, we either want those in agreement. We want the MA diff at 350. I'll explain to you what the MA diff is. So the MA diff, I can't pull a chart over right now. I'll explain to you in a minute, right? Then we want the quants. We won't want them red or green. Now, this first profit target is very, very important. So our first profit target on this MNQ swing trade is 80 ticks, but it has to go to 81 to get filled. So if the market is going to take an entry and there's not at least 81 ticks, let's say to a pivot, let's say there's only 50 ticks to the next resistance or support level, it won't take the trade. It needs at least 81. It'll wait until it breaks, right? Then you can set it to turn on and off whenever you want. It has built-in money management. We have lots of people that still work and they use this during the day. They turn it on in the morning, right? And we have a risk management feature in here. So what they do is they set their limit 1,000 and they set their stop 500, and they turn it on and they just leave it. And if they come home, either you're going to be down 500 or you're going to be up. Either way. And it has it will exit before the market closes. It won't. You can set the time, start time and stop time when you want it to start and stop. And really, all it's doing is following the rules. Colored background, C2, everything. The only thing it won't do is wait for a pullback candle. But we're really not that concerned about it because in my settings, I delayed the entry 1 bar. So This way, if I delay it one bar, 90% of the time, it will continue. So these are some of the things. Now, the MA diff, I'll pull over this gold chart. We have the MA diff. So each market with each bar size uses a different MA diff. So what is it? MA diff? The moving average difference. How far away from the 50 are we? Right? In this case, markets are kind of closed, but we're only 21 away from the 50. On gold, we don't trade above 30. And probably 90% of the time, when we get to the max MA diff, we get a pullback within a couple, 2-3 candles. Sometimes it just keeps going, but I would say the majority of the time we get a pullback. So, you know, if our MA diff is 30, do we really want to take a trade with the MA diff at 25? You know, expecting you might get a couple candles before you get the pullback candle. So we use this, it's kind of our way of, I hate using this term, overbought or oversold, but it's a better way because markets tend to revert back to the mean when they get too far away from, especially the 50. All right, so here are the equity curves for 21 and 22. I lost all my data in a hard drive crash for 2023, so that's why I don't have 2023. So here's a trade that the auto trader took on MNQ. Now it hit my first target like really fast. So I said, you know what? I'm going to record this trade. So let me pull up the recording because I felt like this was going to be one of those really big trades. So I'm just going to fast forward. So we hit our first profit target of 80 ticks. So we're up 152. Now we're up 344. Now we're up 499. So, and I'm looking over here and I see the MA diff is at 410. And I'm like, you know what? This is getting a little high. I think I'm going to move my stop closer to the market. So it's going, it just keeps going. You know, we're up 575 ticks. 500, we ended up getting out at 570 ticks. So figure it out. We made $1 on the first profit target. So that's $80 and 570 on the second, the last two contracts. So that's 570 and 80, that's $650 on this one trade. Right? So if let's say you traded 8 contracts, that would be a $1,300 trade. These are Massimo, these are Unorenco bars. All right. All right, so let's keep going here. Now we'll talk about how to pass the evaluations. And I'm not going to talk about, well, strategies or this and that, because passing the evaluation is most of the time is in people's heads. So what I always say, and this is how I was taught, was focus on the process, don't focus on the carrot. I have a friend that's a floor trader, and we talk a lot, and you know, and he tells me things. And he said to me, he said, David, he said, you think that all these guys here trading on the floor are worried about how much money they're going to make? He said they don't worry. They don't care about how much money they're going to make. They focus on how much money they can lose. They're money managers. That's why they risk, or what I should say, risk managers. These guys are risk managers. They are willing to put an X amount of dollars at risk, right? And whatever they make, they make. But let's say they take a trade, take a loss, take a trade, take a loss, take a trade, make a huge winner. You think they care about this couple of losses? Not one bit. So, you know, they are more concerned on doing what they do and doing it well. So this is the way I tell everybody, focus on trading well. Focus on your setups. Look at the markets. Are the markets trending? Are the markets choppy? Are the markets range bound? Right? And just trade what you see. First of all, if they're choppy and range bound, you're not going to get setups, right? So focus on trading well, and the profits will take care of themselves. Remember, the challenges or evaluations or whatever prop firm you're using are really designed to make you fail because of the parameters they put in place, like how many trading days have passed. The trailing drawdown is the biggest one why most people fail, right? It has nothing to do with strategies passing. It's just, you just have to put that out of your mind saying, well, I had one guy that he said to me, he says, I'm like $150 away from passing my first evaluation. He said, and my renewal is coming up tomorrow, and I really don't want to have to pay another renewal for another month. He said, so I said to him, I said, look, just keep trading the way you've been trading. Don't change anything. Don't do anything different. Trade micros. I said, so what if you have to pay, I think he was like 80% off the price at Apex. I don't remember. So what if you have to pay $30 more? Well, he didn't listen to me, and he ended up blew the account, and he sends me a message saying, I'm an idiot. I should have listened to you. All right. Nobody's an idiot. We all learn from our mistakes. So this is my trade process. Remember, you sign up for a 50K account with your prop firm, right? Yeah, it's nice, sounds good. Oh, I just got another 50K account. You're not trading a 50K account. Forget about that. Put that out of your mind. Your drawdown is 2,500. You're trading a $2,500 account. So I don't risk any more than 10% of my drawdown on any one trade. And because I'm 70% win rate and my risk reward, is 3.25 to 1, I don't really worry about this, because if I'm 3 to 1, so I could be wrong 70% of the time and still make money. But if you're a 1-to-1 trader, you need to be at least 60% win rate to be profitable. A 2 to 1, you could be wrong 60% of the time and only be right 40% of the time and still make money. All right, so I wanted to put this up so people understand that. So rather than avoid risk, take intelligent risk, and this will give you that competitive edge. And this was a great picture for this, because this little mouse is managing his risk. He wants that piece of cheese. He knows he could get hit with this trap. So he put on his helmet to manage his risk of getting hit in the head, right? So take intelligent risks. So what does trading success mean to anybody? Financial freedom, no financial pressure, you work from home, you have no boss, you have no commute, and you have the advantage of being a full-time trader, which means if you just don't feel like trading one day, you don't have to. If the markets are choppy and just not in the right condition for you to make money, you don't have to trade. But at the end of the week, at the end of the month, that's where it's at. It's not, I try to get people to understand, it's not what you do on a daily basis, it's what you do at the end of the month and the end of the year. So I've explained everything about the money flow tracker. I've explained what it does, how it does it. Now you have two choices. If you could do nothing and continue on your current path, which if you're a successful trader, God bless you and keep on doing it, right? But from the poll and from everything, I would imagine most of you fit in the second option, where you could take action today and join the thousands of traders who work 4 hours more or less a day from home and have no boss and no financial pressure. So the money flow tracker system, this is what we're doing. Benefits and features. It's easy to learn. It's very visual, which is good because most people learn visually. It's perfect for beginners. We have lots of people that trade that are newer traders. It's perfect for any of account size. We have lots of traders that just trade micros and they're very happy doing that. And if it takes them an extra month to pass the evaluation, so be it. And you can trade this on futures, forex, and stocks. And you can trade options also using it. So for the first 10 traders that come aboard, We have some additional software and some other things. So the first thing you'll get for the first 10 traders is the market analyzer. So I'm going to pull over my market analyzer because I use Unirenkos. For like CL, we trade CL, copper, and natural gas on a 2510 bar. Well, obviously they're flat. On YM, we trade a 41020. So when I see a buy here, doesn't mean I have a setup. It means that I might have a setup. So I go and I look at the chart. So you'll get this as part of your package. It's a $9.99 value. You'll get the NDT. Now, this is what we use to place our orders. This is what we use to manage our trades. This is where our ATM goes. We buy on up close, sell on down close. This is a $14.99 value. It's a strategy. You'll get that as part of it. You'll get the Masterclass series on Forex future stocks and options. Now, I've watched these. These are really good. You'll get 1 month in my trade room. Now, our trade rooms were part of a study by this Dr. Allen, and he reviewed more than 225 trading websites and evaluated them using several factors, including transparency, proven track record, and assisting traders with educational materials and online support. And we came out on top. And this was published in Traders World and Stock and Commodities magazine. So this is the special offer that we're doing. The Money Flow Tracker software, a yearly subscription is normally $21.97. We're giving $1,000 off as a Black Friday special for $11.97 for the year. If you prefer a lifetime license, we're giving $1,000 off of that at $19.97. Monthly, we're giving a $200 discount. And we're going to give you the Money Flow Tracker minute charts for those who like to trade swing trades. Plus, for the first 10 people that come aboard, we're going to give you as part of your package, the Money Flow Tracker Revolution Strategy, the Auto Trader, which is a $29.97 value. We're going to give you the NDT, the Market Scanner, 1 month in my trade room, all the trading videos, and you'll get your software installed by Charles, and you'll be coached by me in the trade room. So my commitment to you is when you subscribe to the Money Flow Tracker software is to help you become a successful trader. Remember, if you're not successful, it's not your fault. Again, if you're not successful, it's not your fault. You're just not using the right tools to be successful. You know, it's like trying to pound a nail with a screwdriver. Yeah, if you sit there and you hit it long enough, it'll probably go in. But if you use the right tool, it's in. A couple of shots with a hammer and it's in. So, you know, the Money Flow Tracker is totally unique. We'll give you the edge to trade with the institutional order flow. So again, my commitment to you is to teach you not just how to read the setups. The setups are the easy part, but help you develop the mental mindset you must have in order to achieve financial independence. Right. So if you want to subscribe to the Money Flow Tracker software, what you need to do is go in here to the chat and click on this link here for the Black Friday special. And this window will open up. And let me just pull it out of here. This window will open up. Scroll down to the bottom. Choose what you want to do. Annual. You don't need a coupon code. We've already put it in here. Just click on sign me up. You don't need a coupon. You go scroll down here to the bottom. And Rory, why is this not showing the price? Let's try this again. Your order. Oh, well, now it's not showing here. Rory, are you here? I don't know why it's not showing. Let me try this here. Money Flow Tracker, see if this works. If this works, I'll be able to put this in here. I don't know why it's not working. Yeah, the link's not working. Lori, can you fix the link, please? Let me call. It's supposed to be in my webinar here. Sorry about this. Anyways, we'll get that fixed. All right, let's keep up. Also, if you'd like to put your name, if you would like to speak with us before you make your subscription or you have any questions, you can go ahead and put your name and your phone number in the questions box and we'll give you a call. The link is not working. It has no prices on it. Okay, can you put it in there? Because I'm still in the webinar. All right, thank you. All right, I'll get you the right link. Anyways, I would encourage you, if you want, put your name and your phone number in the questions box. We'll give you a call after the webinar. You can ask as many questions as you want, and you have no obligation. And we won't call you 500 times. If you say you're not interested or whatever, you know, we won't bother you. All right. So look, it's a well-known fact that 95 to 98% of day traders and swing traders are losing money. Now, this guy here, he's a retail trader, right? I have another friend that works at a brokerage firm, and he says, we love when a retail trader opens up an account with $5,000. He says, because we know within a week or two or a month, that $5,000 is going to be gone, right? So if we know that retail traders lose money, why would you want to trade with them, right? Our traders aren't losing money because we trade with institutional order flow. So when the retail trader is losing money, who do you think's taking it from them? The institutional trader. So why would we want to trade with retail traders? We know we don't. We want to trade with the institutional traders. That's why when we look at the volume, so I was asked, how do we know when institution traders are trading? So we have a counter at the bottom of the chart. And what this number does, it resets back to zero every minute. So what it's doing is it's counting how many contracts are going through the market every minute. So when this number is is high enough, then we know institutions are participating. When this number is low, we know it's just retail traders, right? But our traders trade with institutional order flow. So again, we're doing a Black Friday special on Tuesday. No, and you know, we're giving $1,000 off for the yearly subscription, $11.97. We're giving $1,000 off for the lifetime subscription at $19.97. $200 off for a monthly subscription, and for the first 10 traders, you're going to get the Auto Trader, the NDT, the Market Scanner, 1 month in my room for free, all the tutorial videos. And yeah, I know, Charles, Roy's fixing it right now. He's going to give me the link and I'll give it to you. All right. Actually, let me see something here. Let's see, home. Let's see if this shows the same thing. It's probably going to show the same thing. He said he was going to fix it. He'll fix it. Either that, Charles, why don't you put your name and your phone number in the questions box, and we'll give you a buzz after but he said he was fixing it now. So, all right. So this is a real video that's got a ton of different of our customers on here, but I always want to point out this particular woman. So this woman here, she was in the webinar just like you are. And she didn't know anything about trading, but a friend of her gave her the link and says, watch the, watch this webinar, maybe you'll be interested in trading. So she did, and she contacted Mark, And she told Mark, I really want to learn to trade, but I really know nothing about this business. So Mark took her under his wing and he taught her everything. He said, Mark taught me things. Anyway, so he sat her down in front of a computer and he showed her, all the setups. And he said, when you have a dark pink background and you have all these set up, then go ahead and click sell on down close. And when you have a green background and all these things in line, click on buy on up close. Well, to make a long story short, she's now a six-figure trader and she doesn't trade every day either. This was a email sent in by David, this guy David. He's in the trading room. Now he sends me a message over, he sent me a message in the questions box and he says to me, he says, I'm the world's worst trader. He says, I'm thinking of quitting trading. I do nothing but spin my wheels, make money one day, lose money next day, make money one day, lose money next. Anyways, he says, I really like what I see, but will you help me? So I said, sure, no problem. So like he's right here, he started watching my room every day. He learned the methodology, learned the rules. We only take specific setups and we have a win rate around 70%. Well, right now he's got about 20 Apex accounts and he's got 11 Buellnox accounts. So he writes here, the money flow tracker software, along with David's methodology and rules for trading, allowed me to act like a robot and eliminate any guesswork or emotions from my trading. We use the NDT, which I showed you, a single button to enter the trades on the correct setup. So following the rules, this is the way he looks at it and keeps it simple. C setup, push button, C setup, push button, C setup, push button. Well, last week he sent me this message in the room. So I took a screenshot and I put it in here. And he said here, the market opened at 9:30. He was done at 10:36. He traded 4 trading accounts and he made $4,065. And he was done for the day. So again, here's the special offer we're doing. Let's see. Rory's still fixing it. Here's the special offer: $11.97 for a year. It's $1,000 off. $19.97 for lifetime. We're giving $200 off a monthly, and you're going to get all the extra bonuses: the auto trader, the execution platform, the scanner, 1 month in my room, all the tutorials and videos, and the software installation and coaching. And let's see, here's the link. He said he got it fixed. Okay. He also put it in the chat box, but I'll put it in. Let's see, let's make sure it's working good. Okay, for annual. Nope, still. So if you're interested, oh, he said he sees the problem. He said 1 minute, I'll fix it. Okay, let's see. All right. If you're interested, put your name and your phone number in the questions box, and this way he'll give you a call and you can go ahead and do your subscription until he gets it. And what your subscription is also, once he has it fixed, is going to renew in 2025 at the same price that you're paying today. So you'll actually get any price increases, you'll be locked in at the price that you paid. Let's see, should get it fixed. Sorry about this. Technology is great, right?